What's up, everyone out there in YouTube world, Facebook world, social media world, the world, wherever you're watching this video out here today. I am your host, as always, Musings with MGL. Today, we're going to talk about a quick little topic that's about ready to be announced today to become official by our great President Joe Biden. Before we get into that, as always, I'd like to thank you for watching. Please, if you like my content, comment, share, standard yada yada. I'm approaching 1,000 subscribers. Not a whole lot, but it'd be a pretty cool milestone to hit if I can get there. So if you like what I have to say, please like, comment, share the video, subscribe, click the bell so you get notifications whenever I post comment. So today's topic, what we're going to talk about here today are ghost guns. Ooh, ghost guns. So it's a phrase that's been thrown around over the last couple of years that those of us in the gun community, like most of the other phrases that are thrown around, laugh at, because it's essentially a made-up term. It's something that's used by the anti-gun people to falsely label certain things or scare the public about certain things. So we'll start with, what is a ghost gun? Essentially, a ghost gun is something, what they claim a ghost gun is something that basically doesn't have a serial number on it. It's untraceable in the sense of, as everyone knows, or if you don't know, basically firearms all have serial numbers on them so that they can be traced back to the manufacturer and traced back to the shop that sold them. So that way, if a firearm is used in a crime, they can take that serial number and trace back where it came from. Basically the same thing you would find as a VIN number on a car, etc., etc. So what a ghost gun is something that doesn't have that number on it. It's something that you made on your own. You bought a bunch of different parts and assembled it yourself. The thing these days that they keep harping on are 3D printers. If you printed a 3D printer firearm at home, it wouldn't have a serial number on it. Essentially, the serial numbers come from manufacturers. So obviously, if you buy it from Colt or Remington or Glock or whatever, the manufacturer at the warehouse stamp, or at the factory, stamps the serial number on it, and then it gets registered with the ATF, and then everybody knows who built it and where it came from. When you build it at home and you're not a manufacturer, you don't have a manufacturer's license, you don't have to put a serial number on it, and it's essentially an untraceable gun, ergo, aka ghost gun. So this is the latest thing that all of a sudden anti-gunners have circled in on. They can't get anything passed on an assault weapons ban, so now they switch to bump stocks, and then they switch to stabilization braces, and now they switch to ghost guns. So the president is going to announce here today a new executive order, because again, they can't get anything through Congress, so they've announced a new executive order for some new ATF regulations that are going to come out here. So here's a quick little article. I picked ABC. I could have picked the right-wing network or whatever, but I like to be kind of fair and balanced here and show that I don't just pick certain websites and certain groups to post stuff on. But it's a known thing. It's the same facts that are basically found in any of the pro-Second Amendment areas as well. But as you can see, President Joe Biden and the Department of Justice are set to announce a final rule on, quote, ghost guns on Monday in the Rose Garden. A ghost gun is a firearm that comes packaged in parts, can be bought online, and assembled without much of a trace. The new rule essentially expands the definition of firearm as established by the Gun Control Act to cover buy, build, shoot kits that people can buy online or from a firearm dealer and assemble themselves. It will make these kits subject to the same federal laws that currently apply to other firearms. At its core, this rule clarifies that anyone who wants to purchase a weapons part kit that can be readily converted to a fully assembled firearm must go through the same process they would have to go through to purchase a commercially made firearm. In short, weapon parts kits that may be readily convertible into working fully assembled firearms must be treated under federal law. Commercial manufacturers of the kits will have to be licensed and include serial numbers on the kit's frame and receivers. In addition, commercial sellers will have to be federally licensed and run background checks before selling a kit. So as you can tell there are companies out there that sell parts kits. So you order all the different parts and you assemble it yourself. And again, it doesn't come with a serial number. What they're doing is now saying that those kits have to come with a serial number on various parts. And the companies that sell those now can't just sell those. They have to be licensed. They have to get an FFL, just like your local gun shop or your local big manufacturer of firearms. So it's really going to affect those companies because now they have to become something that they never used to be. Commercial manufacturer of the kits will have to be licensed. I said that. The final rule also tackles ghost guns that have already been made and are in circulation. The DOJ will require federally licensed dealers that take in any unserialized firearms to serialize it before selling the weapon. If a licensed dealer requires a ghost gun, the rule will require them to serialize it before reselling it. This requirement will apply regardless of how the firearm was made, meaning it includes ghost guns made from individual parts, kits, or by, there it is, 3D printers. A fact sheet of the new rules shared with ABC News. If you can put together an IKEA dresser, you can build a ghost gun. That's a quote from somebody who was a victim in a shooting at a school by someone who used an alleged ghost gun. The final rule also updates the definition of a frame and receiver so that all using split or multi-part receivers are covered under existing gun laws and will be subject to serial numbers and background checks. So there you have it. So essentially, what that means is if you ever plan on making a firearm at your home that doesn't have a serial number on it, you're not going to be able to do that anymore. You're not going to be able to buy a parts kit. You're not going to be able to create your own. Now, it doesn't indicate in there that there's any sort of confiscation rule, or that if you already own one of these, that you have to take it somewhere and put a serial number on it. It essentially says, obviously, if you sell it to a gun shop or take it to a pawn shop or whatever, then the gun shop has to slap a serial number on it before they can resell it. So at this point, it does not appear to have any requirement that if you currently own one, that you personally have to take any effort to go take it somewhere and have a serial number stamped on it. There's no confiscation measure or anything along those lines. And even if there was, the whole point is that they don't know whether you have it or not because it's a ghost gun and was never manufactured and they can't trace it through the system. So that's what's coming today, folks. That's their new thing that they want to focus on, are these, quote, ghost guns. There's an allegation in here of some numbers that indicate that a lot of ghost guns are used in the United States. What does it say here? From January 2016 to December 2021, the ATF said it received approximately 45,000 reports of suspected privately made firearms recovered by law enforcement in criminal investigations, including 692 homicides or attempted homicides, according to the DOJ. So they're claiming that these are a problem, that there's 45,000 different reports of them, and 692 of them in the course of 5 years were used in murders or attempted murders. So anyway, so once again, the ghost gun is just the new favorite thing that they want to demonize and kind of go after, because they can't do any of the big stuff they want to do, so they pick around the edges, and they can't do it lawfully, in my opinion, through the deal or through the legislature, so they got to do it through executive action and ATF rules. So I would suspect there's going to be a challenge on that. I already received an email from the Gun Owners of America indicating that they're keeping an eye on it, and they're kind of thinking about maybe doing a challenge on it. So I'm sure the NRA might jump into it as well. We'll have to wait and see how it goes. But just so you know, they're not giving up there. They're going to keep pushing through with these executive orders and ATF rules, because there's nothing else they can do about it. So just kind of keep an eye out on that. Like the channel, subscribe, follow what I have to do. I'll keep you all up to date when these laws and changes come through. But in the meantime, keep your eye out for these scary ghost guns, because they are currently no longer going to be allowed to just be bought and built at home without having a serial number put on them. So once again, like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for watching. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay vigilant, and as always, carry on.